Today we'll be making a video based around this comment. It was the second most liked comment in the last video, where I suggested to you guys that you choose what the next video idea will be. The first most liked comment was this one, which will take a bit of time to prepare, but we're going to do the popular fragrances versus their dirt cheap dupes at some point in the future. In this video, we will go through 10 different fragrance styles, telling you guys one of the best that is beginner friendly and one of the best that is more challenging or more complex. And with each fragrance style, I'll briefly explain how that style presents yourself to the world when people smell you. Let's get into it. First of all is the Aquatic style. This style is for the guy who wants to smell light, fresh and clean, maybe the kind of guy who lives in a tropical country or spends a lot of time at the beach. The beginner recommendation I would go for is Bulgari's Aquamarine. This is the young man's perfect, easy daily fragrance. It has notes of aquatic nuances, seaweed and citruses that are very bright, clean, soapy in a way, and are very easy to like. The more challenging take on this sort of DNA would be Tom Ford's Oud Mineral, the underrated private blend fragrance. Again, it has seaweed notes in here, but that seaweed is a lot more potent, a lot more dense. I feel this actually becomes less of a summertime only fragrance that can be worn actually all year round. So although you still get a soapy, clean, aquatic scent, be aware that it'll give you a very unique signature with that seaweed note, but you then also do get a more versatile and also very creative signature to wear all year round. Also bear in mind, Oud Mineral is going very cheap these days. We're talking about the Oriental style now. This is the spicy notes mixed with vanilla. This is for the kind of guy who wants to smell sweet, seductive, usually wants something for the evening times. One of the best family in fragrances in general. The very beginner friendly fragrance here is going to be Spice Bomb Extreme. Loud, potent, but so easy to like. It gets you compliments so easily. It's good value for money because you know you're going to get a beast mode fragrance. You can also get a beast mode fragrance in Parfum de Marly's Cologne. I think it's a little bit of an underrated slept-on fragrance, but bear in mind this is again a similar concept of spices and vanilla, not as sweet as Spice Bomb, but it's more balanced. It's a nice colder weather signature, while Spice Bomb is more of an evening scent. But bear in mind that opening is the most challenging bit. The first few hours with that really piercing, potent and thick black pepper note in there. That smells realistic, but it is challenging. That may put you off, but some people love it. I think it's worth trying. Next, the Green family, more focused on Vetiver in this part of the video, is more for the refined, maybe more mature, elegant gentleman that gives off a sort of smoky quality. Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver is an easy beginner's choice for the Vetiver family. Tom Ford made it more balanced, very modern. It has citruses, some white florals to make it very clean, softly projecting, inoffensive, easy to wear as your office fragrance. If you want to go a bit more challenging with Vetiver, you go for Terre de Bez Eau Intense Vetiver, probably the least popular flanker in the line because of how challenging it is. It punches you in the face with the smoky Vetiver. There's no orange in here, it's more lime, lemon, bergamot. It's very piercing with both its citruses and its Vetiver. Still very bright, pleasant, but this is for the kind of guy who only really likes Vetiver. You have to be the kind of guy who likes Vetiver a lot to get into that fragrance. I still think it's a masterpiece and deserves more love in the line, in my opinion. Still keeping it overall clean, refined with this next family, the Barbershop family, which smells of a barbershop's shaving cream that they put on you, or like an aftershave. The more traditional smell that men associate with colognes. A very easy, beginner-friendly choice would be something like Penhaligon Sartorial. It is complex, but it's very easy to like. It's got a honey and metallic note to it. It's unique, but it smells like high quality. For the price, I think it's absolutely a steal. And it's very inoffensive still, close to the skin, 8 hours. But if you want to be more challenged by the Barbershop DNA, you'll still get that same vibe, but then add the fecal notes you find in YSL Kuros, and now you're really playing in a different ball game. You're going to put some people off, you might put yourself off, but then somehow it takes hold of your mind. You end up getting addicted to it in a weird way. I think it's like the Stockholm syndrome of the fragrance world. and you end up realizing actually Kouros is also a masterpiece in its own regard. Highly recommend you check it out, guys. The Woody family is again very traditionally masculine, versatile and handsome. Good versatile option to go for. I think a very underrated, slept-on, beginner-friendly woody fragrance would be Oriental by Comme des Garçons, which focuses primarily on plum, incense, and then a thick, heavy but sexy and fresh sandalwood note at the base. It does sandalwood very nice. If you like a nice, warm but handsome sandalwood, go for that, guys. It's so versatile as well. You can use it pretty much all year round. But if you want to be challenged by the Woody family, go for a fragrance I personally find too challenging, which is Le Labo's Santal 33. Although it's called Santal, I think it's more of a cedarwood fragrance. I think they've overdosed the Virginian cedarwood in this fragrance, making it very dry. It smells like dry pencil shavings mixed with pickle water. So if that combination sounds challenging to you, you may want to try it out to see what it's like. I'm still yet to like it, but I think if you're a hipster, you probably like this kind of style. The Labo does have this cult following. I don't like any of the fragrances so far from what I've tried, but some people swear by Santal 33. It might be worth trying for you. Next up, we have tobacco fragrances. Again, more traditionally evening scents that make you smell very suave, seductive, mysterious in a way. I think these type of fragrances are super artistic as well. They're definitely worth checking out this family if you haven't already. The very obvious beginner-friendly tobacco scent will be D&G's The One EDP, the safest, sexiest, most balanced date-night scent. It's not a beast mode performer, but I still get maybe 5-6 hours on myself, which is fine, I think. But this is just a masterpiece for how balanced it is. That's why everyone loves it, and it's a very easy beginner-friendly price range, and it's easy to acquire. Whilst a more challenging tobacco scent would be something like Mancera's Red Tobacco. Also fantastic for the price, but you really don't need a lot of juice for that. You don't need a high volume of juice because this stuff will fill up the room with 2 sprays. And it has a challenging opening that lasts about 6 hours, actually, because it mixes a very ashy, smoky, more cigarette-like tobacco with quite a potent oud note. But then it kind of calms down. I think the opening is still fantastic in its own way. You got to try it out, and then the vanilla that comes afterwards is beautiful. It's still spicy vanilla, still could be considered Oriental. But this is a very interesting tobacco sort of fragrance. So that's the next level you go on from The One. You go from The One to Red Tobacco. Staying on the oud theme, we'll go to the oud style of fragrances next. You wear an oud fragrance when you don't want to smell mainstream, you want to smell a bit more exotic, Middle Eastern. The easiest way to do this initially is with a Western fragrance from Tom Ford. Oud wood, fresh, versatile, sharp, very forest-like. It smells like a sharp masculine forest when you wear this fragrance. It has a nice transformative, musky, vanilla dry down as you go on later with the fragrance. More challenging is a real proper oud powerhouse fragrance like Alexandria 2 by Xerjoff. I'm recommending this one. There's a lot more potent oud fragrances out there, but this is one of my favorites because of how regal, elegant it is. It's still very, very powerful in its longevity. This is your oud, rose, and very dark, dense, sweet wood notes here as well with the oud. So it's a very woody take on the oud and rose combination. But if you accidentally get this fragrance just a tiny bit on your hand, for example, you're not getting that off your hand. No matter how much you scrub it, that'll be on your skin for 24 hours, no matter what. It's super oily, super expensive. This is the fragrance is taken to another level. It smells much more expensive than anything else you've ever smelled in your life. We have to include the floral style in here as well in this video. I'm going to focus primarily on Iris. A very easy, safe and sexy Iris fragrance to go for is Dior Homme Intense. This is a romantic, chocolatey cacao powder Iris fragrance that is the epitome of a date night fragrance. If you want to get more challenging, you go for Amouage. Again, more oud. We're going to go for Interlude Black Iris now. This takes the challenging DNA of Interlude already, but it makes it a little bit less challenging in fairness. But for an Iris fragrance, it is challenging. It's Iris, oud, some resinous notes like frankincense, I think is in there, or myrrh, making this very sweet, animalic, dark, very photorealistic. It's got a lot of naturals in it. You can smell the really high quality ingredients in Interlude Black Iris. I think it's a beautiful fragrance. It's a bit tricky to know when to wear it, but if you're gonna, I think, wear it in the cold weather. It's an experience for sure. It is not Western perfumery, this at all. And I think the way they use iris in here is super creative. Let's talk leather fragrances. That's the kind of fragrance I recommend when you want to smell powerful, masculine, and like a bit of a bad boy. The very easy, more generic, young leather jacket wearing man fragrance would be something like CH Men Privé. Considered a day-night fragrance. It's very easy leather that is mixed with other notes to balance it out, like whiskey notes, tonka bean. It's very much, you know, Western, mainstream, consumer-friendly sort of leather. Whilst something like Acqua di Parma's leather is very Italian, specific to Italy. It really smells like an extremely rich, elegant Italian man in some sort of expensive Bugatti. It literally smells like real leather, very smoky, professional, mature. Still a bit of a bad boy, but more in that rich CEO, mature type of vibe. And this is, you know, some people say Tuscan leather is the challenging leather fragrance, but that has raspberry in it to give it a little bit of sweetness and fruity vibe. This is just pure leather. It literally smells like realistic leather, but it smells super high quality and performs fantastic. It's one of the best Acqua di Parmas. And finally, we'll go with the Gourmand style. This is the style you go for when you just want to be creative with your fragrances, guys. If you want to be somebody who smells edible, you know, edible notes are going to be synthetic aroma chemicals, so you don't usually get edible smelling notes in nature. A beginner-friendly version of a Gourmand fragrance would be Polo Red Extreme by Ralph Lauren. This is simple coffee, done very well, very smooth, mixed with woody notes, mixed with sweet vanilla. Beautiful evening, nighttime, cold weather fragrance that is simple but smells really high quality for the price, lasts 10 hours, very easy fragrance to get into. More challenging would be something like Montal's Chocolate Greedy, which keeps popping up in our videos now. It does smell like a bar of chocolate. It reminds me of Kinder Bueno, but they've gone very heavy on the vanilla notes, which is kind of smells like edible vanilla extract in a perfume. So you do get that realistic effect from the Kinder Bueno chocolate bar, the smell they've gone for, but it's just weird. It's just a bit of, I don't enjoy wearing it personally, making it challenging, perfect for this video. But if you do want to experience something like that, it's interesting to try out. What did you guys think of this video? We're trying something new where we take your ideas and make the content creation process on this channel more democratic. I had a lot of fun making this, guys, just seeing your suggestion and making it happen. And I hope you enjoyed it. I've also made another video where I took your suggestions for the most underrated fragrances on the market and I reviewed them all and saw which one was the best. So I recommend you check that out. If you don't have time and you have to do other things, then enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you in the next one.